Hi, I'm Larry Woodward. Welcome to this week's Outdoors in the Heartland. On today's show, my partner Bob Richardson and our good friend Bob Wilson are headed north. They're going to be pre-fishing for the Atikokan Bass Classic that's held every year in Atikokan, Ontario, Canada. Leading into the tournament here, there's up and down temperature changes, high winds from the east, the west, so stay with us and we'll see if Bob and Bob can formulate a plan under tough conditions that will help them get 2 sacks of bass and help them maybe win some money in the upcoming Atikokan Bass Classic. That's all happening right here on this week's Outdoors in the Heartland.
Every chance I get, there's a place I go where the bass are biting as the sun hangs low. There's a feeling I get that I hope will never end. On a deep, clear lake or an Ozark stream, I kick back, relax, and I start to dream about what Mother Nature has waiting around the bend. Hey, Larry and Bob will take me there today. My gear's packed up and I just can't wait to get out on my way. Outdoors in the Heartland, it's like coming home to an old friend. That city life is not for me. There's fun as far as I can see. The great outdoors is where I want to be. Outdoors in the Heartland.
Your Quality Ford dealers present Outdoors in the Heartland with Bob Richardson and Larry Woodward. This segment of Outdoors in the Heartland is brought to you by Ford and your Quality Ford dealers. Strike King, #1 in fishing lures. Browning, the best there is. Lowrance, we lead, we find, you win. And Triton Boats, we take America fishing.
Here it is, the middle of August. Pretty incredible. It's chilly, but we've headed north of the border to one of our favorite honey holes, Atikokan, Ontario. Today I'm fishing with my good friend Bob Wilson. He's fished a lot of tournaments with me. You know, the game plan is going to be a little different than I thought. Normally this time of year we'll get up here and the first thing I'm going to do is put a spitting king on, get on these bluff banks, and normally almost always going to catch some good fish. The water temperature, pretty incredible. It was 76, 77 degrees about 2 weeks ago when I talked to him. I'm in the water right now. We're talking 65, 66 degrees. We've had a lot of rain, cool nights. And I got to think that some of these fish are going to be on what I consider a fall pattern. I think they're going to bunch up. I think if you catch one, I think you can catch some fish. So I think what we're going to do, I want to put on either a Strike King spinnerbait and one of us is going to throw a Spitting King topwater. What do you think, mister?
All right, let's get to it. Fish shot.
That's a pike.
No, that's not a pike. That's a bass. A nice bass.
Woohoo! I hear a splash. A splash means little teeth instead of big teeth.
Nice
Good.
bass.
Good
Nice
one?
smallie. Oh, look at that guy pull too. He's pulling.
Nope.
Here he comes. He's coming up.
There we go. 2013. Colonel's first smallmouth at the trip.
There it
That's
is.
a pretty little thing. You know, there's nothing pound for pound, especially topwater, that is more enjoyable than catching one of these bronze backs. What a pretty fish. Holy smokes. I'm gonna put her right back in there. Good job, Colonel.
Thank you, sir.
I knew I should have put a topwater bait on.
This segment of Outdoors in the Heartland is brought to you by Browning, the best there is, and Triton Boats, we take America fishing.
There he is.
It's fun to watch you catch them, Mr. Wilson.
There you go. How's that, Mr. Bob?
You did good. That's a pretty
Nice
fish.
one, huh?
Yep, yeah. Get her back in the water and do it again.
Off you go. All right.
Hey, smallmouth wanting to jump.
Not bad. Not
That's a
bad.
good little fish. You know, we went down this bank. First thing, caught more pike than I'd like to. And along this transition, it seems to be from grass to steep bluff, we've caught some fish, but it's nothing that's been wicked. We've got the wind's kind of changed out of the east, and we're going to fish back this same bank that we just came down, and I'm going to make a move. And around here is a little island, and there's a good little bank that I think is kind of somewhat protected from this breeze the way it's coming in out of the east. Fish on. Well, if you look in the background, you ain't gonna have to look very hard. It's starting to rain. I just pulled up on this point and I thought, well, I'm gonna throw a spinnerbait in here. I can probably catch a pike, and unfortunately, I was right. It's got stumps, it's got grass, it's got everything that a fish might ever want. Hey, Colonel Bob, it's starting to rain.
Hey, it is.
And my fish just came off. And that's a beautiful thing because I don't really want to get wet. We're going to go find the cove. We're going to try to get out of this rain, probably eat a little bit of lunch, and we'll be right back with more Outdoors in the Heartland right after this.
Check out oith.com or go to facebook.com/Outdoors in the Heartland. Every week there's going to be prizes, giveaways, and contests.
This segment of Outdoors in the Heartland is brought to you by Ford and your quality Ford dealers, and Triton Boats. We take America fishing.
Okay, we're just getting started. Colonel, he just caught one on a Spitting King. This is a new bait they come out with called a sexy dog. And I've still got a lot of grass in here, so until I get past this grass in a little deeper water, I'm gonna take advantage of a topwater bait. Now these are a bait, again, I love to throw a bait that I can spinnerbait, something chunk and wind, something I can jerk, and this thing here is just an incredible bait. Moves a lot of water and will take fish that are suspended out even in deep water. And it's just, you know, jerk it on a loose line, medium rod. I want something that's got some backbone, but I really want some tip on it. I can flip this thing a long ways. Another bait that I love to smallmouth fish, soft plastic jerk bait. Like a zero, just use a 4 or 5/0 hook, jerk it up, let it fall, jerk it up, let it fall. Tremendous when these fish are on these steeper banks because you can keep it in the strike zone so much longer. And that's what's good about throwing a topwater bait. You get up against these steep rocks, pop it and let it set, pop it, let it spit, and it spits water and lets it sit there. And sometimes they'll eat it because they're hungry. Sometimes they just want to kill it because it kind of intimidates them sitting there. That's their living room. Spinnerbait, on the other hand, it's a bait that, especially with grass, you got to keep your rod up, kind of watch it, don't get fouled up, and it moves out of the strike zone a little bit quicker.
There he is. Oh, man.
There we go. There we go. I think that's the right species even. Nope. Oh, come up there, come up here, come up here. I got a fish on. My fish has got more teeth than yours.
Well, let's see. I think mine's bigger. I think mine's a little, maybe.
Why would you say that? They look like twins.
They do. Mine's off. He hit the release button. There, yours is on the quick release too.
I bet we could catch 20 of them right here. This is like the pike nest, this grass right here. morning we got started, and as you've seen, the rain came, and we left with it. Went in, had good lunch, and we've got a few hours yet this afternoon, and hopefully an evening bite, and a lot of places to fish. But I pulled up on this point. You can see on the depth finder, got a lot of suspended bait fish, and there he is, right out here. They're out here in this deeper water, and another good fish, but I think it's going to be a pike. Oh, there he is. He's pretty shiny, and that is, folks, a walleye. And I want to keep that on because I want to put that in the live well. Coming in, coming in, coming in. Yes! You know, you've seen Larry and I come up here for years, and one of the fish, or the only fish we normally fish for, is bass, and bass. But for Canadian fishermen and U.S. fishermen that come to Canada, a walleye, well, that is the best of the best eating. So we're gonna put that girl in the live well. We can keep her alive all day. What we got here? Ooh, good smallmouth. Good pike, good pike. Pikey! We like pike though. Come up here. Come up here. Whether you know it or not, if you stay in the boat, I know you're not happy with me. I'm not happy with you because you tried to eat my crawl.
Now for this week's Ford Go Further moment.
You know, there's a lot of people that have F-150 pickups that don't do anything but just look good in them and tool around town. That's great, but we use our trucks for work. Well, now I've had mine for 2 years. I got 120,000 miles on this already, and a lot of it has been hard work. They're great to drive around town. They drive like a car, but when you need the power, the EcoBoost V6 is incredible.
I think what's happening is just, as you've seen, this wind has blown all afternoon, all evening, and just pushed, well, from what I'm seeing, a lot of bait fish up here. The issue that I'm having, I've got walleye in here, got pike in here, and I'm hoping to find a bass. Come on, take it easy.
You got another one?
Yep, I think it's a walleye though, I think. I was the wrong while ago. Got a bass. Good bass. Got that right there. Whoa. That's a good one. I would take 5 of them in a tournament anytime to start my day. Pretty little fish. Well, as you can see, the weather's kind of changed. The rain has come out. We still got some clouds here, and the fish are starting to bite. We're gonna go to commercial break. Be right back with my good friend, Colonel Bob, right after this. Outdoors in the Heartland.
This segment of Outdoors in the Heartland is brought to you by Ford and your quality Ford dealers, and Strike King, #1 in fishing lures.
Big smallmouth, big smallmouth. Just pulled in here. We got a little island right here, and I just picked up a spinnerbait, and this is a good one. This is a good one. This is the kind you want to catch. This is, holy smoke, come on. Smoked it. That's a little chunker. That's what we're looking for. If you look at the depth finder here, you'll see what I'm fishing. It's about 15 foot, but this grass comes up within about 4 foot of the bottom. Hard rock bottom. I'm gonna do that again. That was fun. Whew. Come on, man. Come on, come on.
Oh, nice one.
Just put that rage crawl on. Let it swim for a little bit here. Look, a lot of times if they'll school up, they'll try to get it out of the other one's mouth, but that's the only one that I see. And oh, you took a crawl off the leg. A pincher, shame on you. I'd take 5 of them.
That's a nice one.
Not much of my crawl left, but we got more where they come from, but that's a pretty little fish right there. Atikokan, Ontario. It don't get any better. You know, for some reason, these smallmouth really do like short truce, and what this is basically a green pumpkin on the back, short truce on the bottom. They call the color summer crawl. Run that hook through right there and just bury that tip just a little bit. And what I did, I'm not really dragging on the bottom. We're sitting in 30 foot of water. So what I did, I got it up on the bottom and just started swimming it. And the action on this bait is pretty incredible. That's gonna be a smallmouth. Here we go, coming up. Choo-choo. Holy smoke. Jumping little guy. Man, I tell you what, if I can get the fish in the boat, it's not a big fish, but they're hitting this crawl pretty good. Except the little ones I get, and the last 2 big fish. It's like a fish story. Big ones always get away. Go fish on. Come up. Smallmouth, good smallmouth. Oh yeah. I put it on, and this guy is this plum. Got a mouthful of bait. Come here, come here. That's a good little fish, good little fish. There, good little fish. Holy smokes, look at that. Look at that, Mr. Colonel. Mm-hmm. Come on, smallmouth, smallmouth. Yes, sirree, Bob. I think this is a good one. I think this is a gooder. Oh, there we go.
Another one.
Lunch number 2. Lunch number 2. I got a place for you. Walleye. Good, here we go, good fish, good fish, good fish. Oh, that's what we're talking about, a head shaker. Oh, this is what we come to Canada for right here, boys. Whew. Finally getting something going on here. You know what I'm doing? I'm throwing this rage crawl. It's in a summer crawl, they call it. It's basically a short truce and green pumpkin. Tell you what, we're going to go to commercial break. We're going to pay some bills. Going to be back with more Outdoors in the Heartland. And I think the top order bites probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, girl. Let's get her back in the water. Woohoo! Wow, I tell you what, Canada is still probably one of the more exciting places to get your string stretched. Walleye, pike, and even better when the smallmouth are biting.
Outdoors in the Heartland has been brought to you by Ford and your St. Louis Ford dealers, Strike King, #1 in fishing lures, Triton Boats, We Take America Fishing, and Gilbreth's Taxidermy, the official taxidermist of Outdoors in the Heartland.
Not a big one, but he's a scrapper. Easy, 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 easy. Here we go, fish on. Ring stretcher coming up out of the water. A little bigger fish than I thought it was. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for at the end of the day. What do you think, Colonel?
I think that's a good
A good day?
Good day.
You know, one of them fronts come through there, it's one of them kind of a crazy type day, but wow, we have caught some pretty good chunkers. No monsters by no means, but a lot of fish today. Got to thank Colonel Bob for joining me today. So for my partner, Larry Woodward, I'm Bob Richardson. We'll see you somewhere next week right here, outdoors in the Heartland. Gonna kiss him for the end of the day, baby.
Bob Richardson and Bob Wilson are teaming up to try and win the 26th annual Atikokan Bass Classic. The Atikokan Bass Classic is a huge event. It's like going to the Bassmasters Classic. This town puts on a production that you really can't believe. We're bringing Lauren Thomas, co-host of Scent Blocker's Most Wanted, to Canada for the first time for her crack at a big black bear with a Matthews bow.